when the time comes, they'll help you.
It's called family cooperation, boys. You scratch their backs and they scratch yours.
I don't want any girls scratching my back.
Just wait a few years, shrimp.
Okay, that's enough.
Yeah, exactly. Wait a few years. That's a metaphor for many different things. Welcome back to the channel, guys. If you're new, my name is Mike. I am... I was going to say I am here with... But anyway, welcome back to the channel, guys. If you're new, my name is Mike. And not new, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to watch Brady Bunch episodes 4, 5, and 6 of the Brady Bunch. Again, I kind of had to really think about what I'm saying as far as the title of the show, because I like to say it with a G, Brady Bunch, instead of Brady Bunch. That still is going to be a big shit for me, because I've always heard just kind of I believe it's like a hard G. I could be wrong on that. Again, English is my first language, but as far as the way it's pronounced, just seems kind of odd to me. Anyway, but anyway, we're gonna get into these episodes right away. Believe it or not, when I was pulling up the first video here, I didn't really like the title. It says something about Alice, and if I remember correctly, Alice is the maid, and basically it says like Alice doesn't work here anymore. So I think it's just kind of early for that type of title to be the episode. Given we're only 3 episodes into the season, really, but we'll see. But anyway, guys, that's just my first thoughts when I first. I'm gonna watch the first few episodes today, or continue the series today, I should say. So let's just go ahead and do that. Without further ado, this is going to be episodes 4, 5, and 6 of the Brady Bunch. Still think that's an ugly color for
Myself!
Let me see, Bobby.
for the fridge.
What happened?
I fell off my bike.
Yeah, you banged that knee up pretty good.
Going around the corner and I hit a banana.
You hit a banana. I have more questions about the banana, to be honest.
Hot Rod Charlie here hit a banana.
Oh, it looks like you hit more than that. Oh, come on, let's hobble upstairs and I'll get you bandaged up.
Alice can do it.
Oh, okay.
You might get a better deal upstairs.
As long as you're all right. Next time, look out for those bananas.
That must hurt. Feel your pain.
No, the more I think about it, the more I think you better go upstairs to your mother. It's a kitchen, not an emergency ward.
Oh, but Alice.
Don't but Alice me. Go on upstairs. Scoot.
You did the right thing, to be honest, I think.
If you saw the banana in the street, why didn't you go around it? I wanted to squish it, and I did, too.
Well, it looks like it squished you back.
You sure don't bleed much. I could bleed more if I wanted to.
Well, he's not a hemophiliac. Almost said the other thing.
Button's coming off of this shirt. Could you sew one on real fast? I have about 10 minutes to get out of town.
Sure, I'll zap one on there for you in just a jiff. On second thought, Mr. Brady, I just won't have time to do it right now. Why don't you ask Mrs. Brady?
Yeah. I guess Carol could sew a button.
Sure she can. I'll bet she's a heck of a good button sewer on her.
That's very interesting. I get the children, but I don't get why, I forget her name, but the wife to ask her to do it.
You took it. I did not. Somebody took it. No, I left it. Well, don't look at me.
I could understand if the parents were fighting.
I have no time to referee your arguments. Go in the house, both of you, and talk to your mother.
Well, she doesn't know anything about our fights.
She raised 3 girls. She knows plenty about fights.
I do like that she's kind of pushing them to actually talk to the new mother.
Maybe someone else took it.
Like who?
Well, who'd be the last person you'd suspect? You? Is this what you're looking for?
Yeah, thanks. How about that?
Big news.
We got a tax refund?
Oh, better than that. The ice is melting. The boys are starting to come to me with their problems.
Oh, well, my boys know a good thing when they see it.
Oh, no, really, Mike. For the first time, they came looking for me. And you even asked me to sew on that button.
Oh, yeah, well.
No, for the first time, I felt like a mother and a wife.
she's got to feel good about that, and she does. But I'm glad that she's kind of changing the minds of people inside the house a little bit.
He threw some mud at me, so I threw some at him. Mine was an accident.
Well, if you ask me, fellas,
Mom! Look up here! Did
anything I can do?
I got to hang up on my math assignment.
Well, maybe I can give you a hand.
That's okay. Mom's a whiz at this stuff.
Ah, so now she's gonna start feeling left out because she's been telling the boys to ask the new mother to do stuff because now this has been going on for a couple of weeks.
That giant telescope kit they sent away for. Boy, we've been waiting for this.
Are you in on this deal, too?
Well, I helped them send away for it.
Lots of luck with the telescope, and give my regards to Jupiter.
And maybe to Pluto, since Pluto is still a planet at this point.
Let's show it to Mom. Come on. Thought I would never come. Hey, Mom! Look what we got! Mom, we got a telescope! Right here. How come the boys are more important than we are?
What?
You're always helping them with their games and their homework and everything.
And you should go to the father.
I've been paying some extra attention to Greg and Bobby and Peter because, well, they haven't had a mother for a long time. And I want them to feel that I'm just as much their mother as I am yours. I love you just as much as ever.
We love you too, Mommy.
Cue the sound effect there. He's very good with the facial expressions there.
Well, I felt something's been bothering you the last 2 days. Is it the girls?
Oh, no. Oh, no, they're dolls. No, you see, what it really is.
Is the boys?
You see, I have this aunt of mine. She's getting along in years, and now she's developed this ailment in her liver. Or her kidney, one of those things in there.
Where does she live?
Yeah, she lives in Seattle. That's where she lives. That's where my uncle lived, too. Anyway, she's got this ailment, and she's been going downhill, real fast.
Are you trying to tell us that you're leaving?
Oh, I wouldn't put it that way, Mr. Brady. No, it's just that my aunt really needs me, and I thought...
It's basically a cop-out is what she's trying to do.
Like you said, I'm leaving.
I understand how you feel, Alice, but why are you making it so permanent?
Take a week or two off, then, if your aunt gets better.
I don't think so. No, she's the type of when she goes downhill, she just picks up speed.
That's a good joke.
Been here with me and the boys for a long time.
7 years. 4 months, 13 days, 9.5 hours. They have you and the girls. You're a family now. So if it's okay, I'll plan to leave tomorrow night. Take the plane south.
South?
Wouldn't say she's feeling threatened. I would just say that she's feeling kind of, useless now that Mr. Brady has Mrs. Brady.
Bella's really gonna leave.
That's what Mom and Dad said.
I thought she was gonna stay here forever.
We're big guys now, not little kids like when she first came here.
Well, we were thinking that maybe...
I don't care what you were thinking.
But you don't have to get nasty about it. Yeah. Girls, I think I understand this. The boys have known Alice a lot longer than we have.
Now, what you need to do is show that she's so useful.
Mike,
What?
you don't believe that story about her aunt any more than I do. We've got to find out the truth.
Honey, what do you want to do? Put her under a bright light or drip water on her forehead?
Or do some waterboarding. Combine the two techniques.
Doesn't it seem strange to you she never mentioned an aunt in Seattle before?
No, not especially. I have an aunt in Albuquerque, and I never mentioned it. Carol,
What?
when we got married, I doubled the size of the family. Alice has twice as much cooking and laundry and cleaning, and I never even offered her a raise.
Nothing could be farther from the truth.
Alice, you deserve a raise.
Mr. Brady, it's not the money. Like I said, it's my aunt in Sacramento.
Sacramento?
Yeah, that's not what she said.
I'd known I was going to draw such a big crowd, I'd have sold tickets.
Listen, Jen and me were just starting to love you.
I'm going to miss all you kids.
Do you like Seattle better than us?
What?
They said you were going to Seattle.
Seattle, that's a place like Mississippi.
Mrs. Who?
Just a minute, I'll call her.
Excuse me.
Hide your stuff. As kids, me and my sister would hide our grandmother's stuff so that way she couldn't leave. We would take her shoes and just hide it throughout the house, and we would change spots if she ever got close to the hiding spot.
Now that Mr. Brady's married, I'm just not necessary anymore. Yeah, who needs an old Victrola when stereo comes in?
I like that analogy.
We couldn't help hearing.
Marcia, you shouldn't eavesdrop. It isn't nice. It's bad manners. It's... Well, come on.
In this instance, it's okay.
Carol, are you sure she said that? An old Victrola?
You know that story about her aunt in Seattle? She made the whole thing up because she thinks we don't need her. Mike, telling her won't do any good. She'll think we're just being kind. We have to show her.
Do we all understand the plan?
Yeah, my part's easy.
I know what to do. I know what to do, too.
Mr. Brady and I have to go out to a formal dinner tonight. You know, one of those business social affairs.
You going out? Who's going to feed the kids?
Oh, well, I'll fix dinner before we go. Don't worry about that.
Mom, I've got to go. I'm going to be late for my club meeting, and I've got to bring the cake.
Well, we can go right now. Car's out front.
What about dinner for the kids?
What about the cake? Also, in that, they didn't express what the plan actually was, so it's going to be a surprise for the audience.
You show up without this cake, and you'll be out of the club.
Thanks, Alice. You're really a big help. Tiger's run away again. I can't find him anywhere. He's gone.
Look, we're getting ready to go out.
Is Tiger the cat or the dog? I forget which.
He's probably after that cute poodle
Dog.
next door again.
Alice, let the boys find the dog. You're supposed to be taking the day off. No.
She took my checkers. They're mine checkers. They're mine.
Hold it. What are you doing?
Eating?
We'll eat after you characters clear out of here so that I can get dinner started. Go on, out. Everybody out.
Here. Where?
And hold it down.
And hold it down. You mean be quiet?
That outfit definitely does not go with chili burgers.
That dress is a little bit much, if you ask me. And it's mainly due to, I guess you would call the trim. It just kind of looks kind of poofy. It's not necessarily the bottom of the dress. It's mainly the top. Not bad. Looking sharp.
How do I look?
Oh, darling, you're beautiful.
Dad! Here!
Oh, your tuxedo, you're a mess.
I think I'd like to postpone Seattle for a while. Since you two are going to have to leave the house now in order to make this act look legitimate, why don't you two go out to supper and have some fun?
I mean, you knew we were acting.
There go our Oscars.
But when Bobby and Peter ran in and splattered mud on your tuxedo, I knew I was being hustled. If you go to all that trouble to make me feel wanted, you really got to mean it.
Alice, you know we do. Will you stay?
Sure, I'll stay.
You're marvelous. Absolutely the greatest.
Oh, honey,
most
stop it. You're embarrassing her.
Are you kidding? I love it.
Yeah, keep going.
Kid, she's gonna stay. Did you pick up my gray suit at the cleaners today?
Yes, sir. Sure is nice to feel needed again.
Oh, and I have a shopping list for the market, Alice.
Yes, ma'am. I'll take care of that this morning.
By the way, my golf clubs need polishing.
Oh, that reminds me. All the hairbrushes need cleaning.
Oh, and Alice, would you vacuum the car? It's a mess.
Oh, and I have a new arrangement for the furniture in the living room.
He's like, this is too much now.
Nobody wants to be needed that much.
All in a nice little file, little line there. They must be headed off to school. Of course, they're headed off to school.
Goodbye, sweetheart.
Bye, Mom.
Oh, excuse me, Mr. Brady. I thought you were one of the kids.
Well, it's probably better than the blue plate special I get downtown.
Bye, dear.
Bye, Eddie. Bye, Alice.
Bye, Mr. Brady.
Let's see. Bobby left, and Cindy,
Marcia.
Greg.
Peter.
Jan! Hurry up. You'll be late for school.
Cubby.
Let me feel your forehead.
Stick out your tongue and say,
When did this start? Well, never mind, dear. You're staying home from school today.
Never mind. Even though I asked you a question.
I wonder how soon the rest of them are going to come down with it.
Time for quarantine.
Oh, no, you don't, young lady. I wouldn't fall for that.
This?
Nope.
This?
Never.
I'm surprised that they can bounce that on the board. I know she's holding one end and the kid is holding the other end, but still, that's kind of impressive.
Maybe Daddy will play with me.
I'm sure he will. How are you feeling?
Fine. I haven't sneezed since I got in bed.
Oh, well, let me see your throat.
Mother, you've looked in my throat 6,000 times.
Well, this will be 6,001.
Exactly.
Out your tongue. I don't understand it. Your throat looks fine. Does it hurt?
No,
Do you hurt any place?
my tongue hurts. I stuck it out so much I think I sprained it.
Well, I've never seen the flu act like this before.
Well, it's not going to be a flu then. Could it be allergies, possibly?
Strange as cold. Not a sign of it now.
What about all that sneezing?
She hasn't sneezed a single sneeze.
An allergy will make you sneeze and wheeze.
Pollen, dust, maybe some kind of food. When did she start sneezing so hard?
This morning at breakfast. Hey, I used flour to make the pancakes, and yesterday when I made that cake, she was sneezing then.
But does it,
Well, I'm glad we found it out now before she grew up and married a baker.
That's kind of funny.
It's the flour, Mrs. Brady. Let's take some up and test her.
Is it the flour?
I check with the doctor, do you?
Oh, no, ma'am. He's entitled to his opinion, too.
I like that she's got jokes as well.
We'll try the flour.
Get ready with your Gesundheit. Just a little sniff, Jan. No use punishing yourself.
Nothing?
No,
Take a bigger sniff.
just smells like flour.
Yeah, it's not the flour. Because why would somebody be, allergic to flour if you used it before in their ingredients for food, like pancakes?
Do I have to stay in bed?
No, you can go to the doctor's and get a shot if you'd rather.
I'll stay in bed.
It'd be a good idea to find out exactly what it is.
Hey, I just had a funny thought. Maybe she's allergic to a person.
Oh, Alice.
It happens. I remember reading once about a woman that was allergic to her husband.
Oh, I read about that, too. They had to get a divorce.
Maybe it's one of the boys or Mr. Brady.
Really?
Think about it, Mrs. Brady. She hasn't sneezed once since they left this morning. Listen, if it's Mr. Brady, we could check it out fast enough.
Shh, Alice, it's just too far-fetched.
Yeah, it is, kind of.
Honey?
Oh, God bless you.
How's Jan feeling?
Oh, much better.
Yeah, she hasn't sneezed at all since you've been away from... That just tear your heart out. He's so cheerful, he has no idea what he's walking into.
Well, let's just wait until we find out.
You mean just stand here and wait?
You're not suggesting that we go upstairs and eavesdrop.
Exactly. That's what she is suggesting.
So tight. How are you feeling?
I'm all stuffed up.
Here, you want to play me a game of checkers?
Not right now. I'm feeling worse.
I'll read to you later. Here.
So that is Tiger.
I don't quite know how to tell you this.
Jan's allergic to you.
Thank you, Alice.
Now, that's silly.
Well, that's what I thought, too. But have you heard her sneeze since you left the room?
No, because it's the dog.
How are you feeling now, Jan?
Much better, Daddy. It was funny. Right after you left the room, I started feeling better.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. I'll see you after lunch.
Oh, it's only lunchtime? Well, I guess that makes sense because the other kids aren't back yet.
Oh, Mike.
Honey?
Well, why don't you two look at the bright side?
What is the bright side?
Maybe you can get her a gas mask.
Tiger, please, get down. Go away.
Does it bother you with Tiger near you?
Oh, yes, it's terrible.
There now. How's that?
Oh, better.
Does it bother you when I sit here?
Not at all. Alice, would you bring Tiger back?
Oh, darling, we're sure it's Tiger.
Come on, Tiger. Come on, baby. Oh, no. That's true.
Yep, the dog.
The way he took to me and the girls.
Treated you just like the rest of the family.
A dog like Tiger, isn't easy to come by.
I sure don't envy you, Mr. Brady, having to tell the boys.
No. Bad news is part of life. When something unpleasant happens, you have to face it, Be realistic. There's no alternative. There's no alternative.
What about allergy medication?
So we'll go and tell them now.
Mike, I wish there was something I could do.
Me too, Mr. Brady.
You could tell him.
Mother kept Jan home from school today because she thought she had a cold. Jan has an allergy.
Whatever it is, let's just get rid of it.
Uh-oh.
Even if it's Tiger.
Tiger?
Yep.
And I'm afraid, boys, that they cannot live together in the same house.
Where's Jan gonna live?
Jan will live with us, Bobby, and maybe Tiger can live with Grandma and Grandpa.
I don't want Tiger to go away. We'll just keep Tiger away from Jan. Yeah.
Boys, it's impossible in the same house.
Not impossible, just kind of unrealistic, though, but not impossible, just unrealistic.
There you go, Tiger. He's gonna know something's wrong. Dogs can't figure out things like that.
They can.
He sure is enjoying that bone.
Dogs are actually pretty much intelligent, trust me. They'll figure out that something's amiss. They won't understand why, but they will figure out something that is, amiss.
As much as we love you, we gotta give you away. It's killing us, but there's nothing we can do about it. And we're gonna miss you something awful.
Something awful.
Aw, he doesn't even care about us. All he wants is that bone. All I want to say is, oh, Tiger.
Let's give him a good bath. Then his hair won't make you sneeze anymore. Hey, that's a good idea. Jan, you stay here or you'll sneeze. Okay.
But how often would you have to do that?
Don't forget behind his ears. Okay.
We'll give him a bath. Shh, we'll keep it a secret. That way it'll be a real test when Jan smells him.
But they'll smell that he's been taking a bath because dogs have a real, scent to them when they actually are wet and stuff like that. To be able to smell his clean.
I never seen him so afraid of water. Afraid or not, he's gotta have a good bath.
I can't believe I've said this already, but you're gonna have to give him a bath like, twice a week or once a week.
If Tiger doesn't make Jan sneeze tomorrow, will we still have to give him away?
No, of course not, Bobby, but I wouldn't depend on that.
I'm afraid that would take a miracle.
Maybe there'll be a miracle.
But here's the thing too, is that Jen's allergy is only when she's like within a few feet of Tiger instead of, with the dog being downstairs or upstairs,
Soap, scrub brush, a tub of water, ready and waiting.
like only within a couple of feet. But that's like the third bath he's had.
You usually enjoy a bath. And believe me, this is gonna be a good one.
But the sound effects too are top notch.
You've been a member of this family for a long time. You're a good dog. I don't want to lose you.
So we're gonna give the dog a bath 4 times.
Have a bath like you never had before.
Boy, he sure smells clean, doesn't he?
You bet he does.
I'll say so. Squeaky clean. He's pure.
Cleanest dog in the neighborhood.
Absolutely.
Come on, Tiger. Come here. Come on, Tiger. Hi. No.
It just started?
Just when I got near Tiger.
There's no use putting it off. Come on, Tiger. I'll have to take you over to Grandma's.
We'll come and see you every day, practically. I can't help it.
Nobody's blaming you. Right, fellas?
You're right. Yeah, I guess so.
Got something for your grandma, Tiger's new fleet powder. Will one of you kids stop your dad before he drives off?
Oh, I'll do it.
Jan, wait. Alice, it's the flea powder. It's Tiger's new flea powder that Jan's allergic to.
We gotta stop Dad!
The grandparents only live 30 minutes away, so it's not like it's a big emergency. Plus, the kids have school, so at most, what you could do is wait until after you go to school and get home from work to get the dog back from the grandparents.
Ladies, I would like to propose a toast to the successful launch of Project Brady Bunch. 6 happy kids, 2 lucky parents, and an interested bystander.
That's kind of funny.
Look how smoothly things have gone so far.
Wouldn't say that.
Look at that.
We're only 6 episodes in, too.
Paradise.
Wait until they become teenagers. And honestly, I'm waiting until the later seasons when they actually do become teenagers. I think a lot of interesting things will be revealed, me at least, about just kind of how stuff was kind of reflected.
Shoe is hers. Everything to the right is his. 50-50.
51-49. There. 50-50. We used to have plenty of space around here till all these cartons arrived from storage.
Well, don't forget, you've added 4 women to your household.
4 women and 444 cartons?
443.
How come you get 2 dresser drawers and I only get 1? She wears fatter clothes. Longer, not fatter.
I was gonna say, did she actually say fatter? I didn't understand what she said at first.
Well, those 3 boxes by the door go in the girls' room. When the time comes, they'll help you.
It's called family cooperation, boys. You scratch their backs and they scratch yours.
I don't want any girls scratching my back.
Just wait a few years, shrimp.
Okay, that's enough.
Yeah, exactly. Wait a few years. That's a metaphor for many different things.
I'll trade you 14 inches of closet space for an extra dresser drawer. Okay, it's a deal. 1 drawer is enough for you. What happens when I start to fill out? I'll be married and gone by then.
I don't know if that was supposed to be burned, but I don't think so. But still, it was kind of a burn.
Curtain goes on this bed. Mine goes here.
Would your Royal Highnesses care to make up their mind?
Where's mine? Bobby's bringing that one up.
I sure hope it has more hair ribbons and stuffed animals. You're running low on those things.
There's no need to be sarcastic. What do you got in it anyway? Don't you dare open that. It's unmentionables. Yeah. What's unmentionable?
I was gonna say.
Mention them. They wouldn't be unmentionables.
Oh, mentionables, as in, if I mention it, it'll become whatever it's in it, I guess.
Goodbye, dragon ladies.
At least they're not Targaryens.
I'm collecting the empties.
I told the boys to do that.
At the risk of being branded an informer, they walked off the job. I don't think they like the working conditions.
It's collective bargaining time.
Ooh, this should be interesting. Didn't think you would actually go for that. What was the point of putting it on the outside if they could just do it anyway?
We're sick of doing things for them, Dad.
Do this, do that. They're a real pain. Yeah, they're too bossy.
It's a little bit too early to be blowing the whistle on that.
The 4 of us had a very long talk about Marcia, Jan, and Cindy. Now, I told you to speak then or forever hold your peace. Now, who recalls what you said?
We said we wanted you to get married.
That's right. And when I did, I promised not only to love Carol, but her girls as well.
From now on, we'll really try to relate. Right, fellas?
Okay, I'm ready to relate. I'll relate too, whatever that means.
Good.
Kind of like the shoe gag a little bit. Mike didn't really bargain with them either.
Oh, Mike, you're just splitting hairs.
More evenly than you're splitting closets.
You call this sharing a bathroom? I call it sharing a beauty parlor.
Men, you all want your women to look beautiful, but you're unwilling to cooperate.
Don't really need makeup, trust me.
The 2 oldest kids, but you really ought to take a lesson from the others. Now, they're getting along just fine.
Are they, though? Are they?
Where'd you get that?
Out back.
That belongs in our clubhouse.
Bring it back, Spider. Keep my clothes on my... You better take that off by the time I count to 3.
What's the arithmetic for?
When I get to 3, I'm gonna scalp her.
Why?
Scour.
I'm Little Owl, not her.
Well, I think Cindy makes a heap pretty squaw.
Yes. Mom! Mommy!
Alice, what do you call this?
Paradise, remember?
I like that. Paradise, remember?
We've had enough worse. Now we're gonna have some better. And share alike. Everything. Bathrooms, tom-toms, whatever. Got it? Good.
Don't know if you want them sharing when they're older.
50-50.
Aw.
Well, your speech really hit home. Quote, effective immediately, we all share and share alike. Unquote.
Look, Dad, look what they did. Curtains.
And rugs! Girl stuff.
Well, I think it looks lovely.
Honey, it may be lovely for girls, but not for a boys' clubhouse, it isn't.
Correction. Boys and girls clubhouse.
Correction. Boys' clubhouse.
The only way to fix this would be to build another clubhouse, one for girls, one for boys, that type of thing.
Carol, there are certain places where women are just not permitted.
Name one. Just one.
Boys' clubhouses and men's locker rooms.
I'm sure if the girls had a dollhouse and the boys wanted to play in it, there wouldn't be any problem.
Oh, yes, there would. If my boys wanted to play in anybody's dollhouse, I'd take them to a psychiatrist.
Thank you.
I still say that girls have a right to anything that boys have.
How about beards?
Isn't funny.
It is a little bit.
Oh, honey, I'm sorry. Paradise is sure taking a beating around here today.
It reminds me of that country song whenever they mention the word paradise. Just another day in paradise. A country song. I can't remember the artist at the moment. I think it's Phil Vassler, but I am not sure on that.
What do you think is right about the clubhouse? The boys or the girls?
You want to know what I really think?
Yeah.
I think you ought to get out of here before I take sides.
Yeah, because it's unimportant. I mean, when you really get down to it.
Sorry, Marcia, I can't answer that question.
But I haven't even asked her anything.
Oh, that's right. Go ahead, ask.
Do you think the girls are right about the clubhouse or the boys?
Like I said, sorry, Marcia, I can't answer that question.
Exactly.
A mind reader?
Housekeeper, same thing. No way will I get involved in the great clubhouse debate.
But Alice, I need your help.
When you two promised to love, honor, etc., I promised to butt out. I'll handle the really big decisions, like how much butter on the toast, how long to bake the potatoes, that sort of thing. But when it comes to trivia, like how to salvage a family, that's up to you and Mr. Brady. Excuse me, it's time for me to start something. Maybe I'll make it dinner.
I really like Alice's character.
Please, Sandra, can't we work this out?
No, lads. It's too late. You've treated me like a second-class citizen for the last time.
What's going on inside her head? Is she doing like a soap opera inside her head?
My price is equality in the home. You must treat me not as a possession, but as an equal.
Done, Sandra.
Oh, that's fine, Jen. Cindy, you can measure that piece of wood for Mommy, okay?
I see it, but I don't believe it.
What?
That.
Ah, there. Well, the floor goes in next, I think.
Shouldn't the sides come first? Sorry, Mother.
There are some pieces of wood over there you girls can put together. Here are the nails. This is better than Laurel and Hardy.
I don't even know what that is, but I've heard of it before.
Be careful, Mommy. We're running short on saw.
That woman just destroyed a brand new saw.
Nothing. You should have been here earlier when Jan was pounding nails with your golf clubs.
That I would have. That would have. Wow, that's what I was trying to say. There was. I would have paid to see that.
Oh, you're right there. Now you hold it while I hammer the nail in.
Oh, my, it almost hit Cindy.
I have a confession to make.
You tried to trick us.
We tried to trick you. I mean, the whole thing was nothing but a scheme to...
You are a wonderful mother and a great wife, but you are a rotten actress.
Well, 2 out of 3 isn't bad.
Credit for this fine new girls' clubhouse belongs to all those who participated. And looking around, that seems to include everyone. The importance of sharing and the importance of respecting each other's privacy. It is with great pride that I now declare this new girls' clubhouse officially dedicated.
I wonder what happened to that.
When we ran out of nails and boards and you got some for us, where did you get the nails?
Well, I pulled them out of there. This one's ours. Yeah, the girls' clubhouse.
We're supposed to share things,
Yeah,
remember?
share and share alike.
I don't know why you would want the girls' clubhouse because it's in pink.
You ought to see those kids sitting in there watching television like nothing had ever happened.
Careful, Mr. Brady. They might just be recharging their batteries.
Oh, I don't think so, Alice.
I think so.
From here on out, it's going to be smooth sailing.
Hey, we were watching the ball game.
Well, we want
And I was right.
Okay, we sprung a leak.
All right, guys. So that was episodes 4, 5, and 6 of the Brady Bunch show. Really liked episode 4 and episode 6 actually. Episode 5 was okay. I liked it, but it just I liked the episode of episode 5, but I just didn't connect with me as deeply as the other two. So episode 4 was interesting, and not the way that I thought it would go. I know I talked about it in the intro, about the episode, and I thought it was a little bit early for, based on just the title of the episode. this early on, being only 4 episodes in, that sort of thing. But I kind of like the way the the story went. Basically, Alice had wanted to start making Carol um, more of a leading figure in um, the boys' lives and started to ask her for help, which I actually do kind of applaud that. I would really think that it's, you know, um, good for her to kind of start stealing that way. But over time, Alice becomes not the boys' go-to. Instead, it goes to Carol, it could, but she's still there to help out and stuff like that. So when I believe it's Greg, um, wants to get help with his math homework, and Alice says, "Well, I can help you because your mom's upstairs." He's like, "No, I just want to talk to Carol." So that kind of makes her feel, left out of the loop now. Um, so and I kind of like it, and I kind of don't because she created her own situation for the episode, or her own conflict for this episode of, well, the kids don't need me anymore because they have the because they have Carol now. And honestly, um part of me is like, why are you complaining about the situation that you created? But the other part of me is like, no, you did the right thing by start pushing the kids towards Carol. So I'm a little bit conflicted with this episode about, you shouldn't be surprised that the kids are going to go to Carol. My dogs are barking. I don't know if you can hear that. Um, Sorry about that, guys. Um, so I just can't be surprised when they start going to Carol, and you can't be surprised that you created your own situation, and it forced you to kind of push yourself out of that situation. So that's why I'm a little bit conflicted about the episode, because you created your own situation, so you should not be surprised when kids start going to Carol, and yet that causes you to basically be the center of attention, or the center of the main conflict, at least for this episode. Um, so I actually do like the episode. I thought it was gonna be, um, something a little bit different as far as, um, I didn't think that Alice would create the conflict. I thought it would come from Carol that would actually create the conflict itself instead of Alice herself, and um, that's why the episode surprised me a little for episode 4. Episode 5 deals with Jan. She has basically what amounts to an allergy, and she's allergic to tiger, which, given that it's been so long between part 1 and part 2, I forgot who Tiger was. Um, so you'll see that in the reaction, or you have seen that in the reaction, where I actually did forget who Tiger was, and I forgot that they had a dog. Um, and this kind of makes sense for one of the girls to be allergic to dogs because they haven't been around the dog that much. At least for the start of the season, even though she has been around the dog before, um, and that sort of thing. But at the same time, they were trying to figure this out, and it just sounded kind of like an allergy. But I will say, at the very beginning of the episode, like at the very very beginning, like the opening, Tiger was nowhere near her to begin with. When they come down the stairs for school, um, so the dog wasn't anywhere near Jan when the episode started, and that kind of leads what the episode's going to be about. But I would expect for there to be lingering issues even, even after she came downstairs. But for some reason, they chose not to do that in the very at in the middle or the end. They chose to basically get rid of the symptoms immediately instead of letting it linger like they did in the opening. So again, it's just a creative choice to do it that way, and it makes it's supposed to be movie magic or whatever you want to call it, or just convenient for the plot of the episode to basically show that dog is the root cause of the issue, and then when Tiger is removed immediately, she's better. But at the beginning of the episode, her symptoms don't clear up immediately. So that's just kind of interesting in that. Um, so they try to figure it out, um, and they think of it as maybe she's allergic to food, and then they come up with the idea maybe it's a person. So it could be that she's allergic to Mike, but Mike has been around the girls for a couple months, if not a year or two, before they actually decided to get. Um, so that doesn't really make any sense to me if you think about it logically. Um, that sort of thing. Now they say that they're allergic to a person, and yes, I have heard a story in read articles where um, the uh a relationship forms, and basically the guy and the girl want to start a family, but whenever they start to try to make a family, humans can actually be allergic to other humans. They wouldn't know that until they actually try to start a family. I have heard of that. That's I don't know how you know uncommon that is or how common that is, but I have heard of it. Not that unusual. Um, is my Yes, it is unusual, but I've heard of it. So it's just something to um just something to keep in mind is I'm just saying for me it's not that it's not um something that is that uncommon. Um so because I've heard of it before. The other um side to this too, um well I shouldn't say the other side because that didn't make any sense. But the root cause is basically after giving Tiger a bath, I think like 4 times in the episode. So you had once by the girls, you had twice, or the second time was by the boys, and then you had the maid do it, or Alice do it, I should say, for the, and then you had Mr. Brady do it, Mike in this case. His name is easy to remember because it's my name as well. That's that's why his name is easy to remember for me. But um, so he had a bath like 4 times. They find out that that doesn't work when she comes down for school the next day, and um, they find out that it was due to his new flea powder. Now, as far as when they decided to change the flea powder, who knows? Um, but it is the flea powder that happens. And, um, they send it off. They send the dog off to live with grandma because they can't apparently live together too. Earlier in the episode, and they were making a big deal about you know going to see Tiger and stuff, and getting Tiger back in time. But here's the thing: in the episode, they say that Grandma and Grandpa only live 30 minutes away. Um, so that's kind of interesting. Um, I would have to go back and watch episodes one and three real quick, but I don't recall what happened to um Carol's um husband, her ex husband at this point. But I do remember Mike's story as far as how the boys became, how the Mike became single and stuff like that. Um, but if we haven't discussed it in the first three episodes, um, I would like to go back to uh, Carol's background and see what the issues there. And that mainly came about. That thought mainly came to my head just because of the whole grandparents thing, because they were in the very first episode of the series. So just a random thought there. Um, but it turns out it was the new flea powder, so they all run after Mike to get the dog back, and that it was the powder. So we have our resolution basically for the episode. Um, Episode 6 is very very interesting to me. Um, Mainly just dealing with, again, a really important topic in a real world situation. Um, you know, kids learning to share stuff equally, and then you have the whole pride thing as well, and uh, just kind of the common thinking of the day with um, Mike and the whole clubhouse thing, which um, I'm not going to put my 2 cents in because of the you know uh, because my 2 cents is not really doesn't matter what I think um, as far as what Mike had stated there. You do see a little bit of that in the reaction, but I'm not gonna quote any more than that when it comes to the reaction content and stuff like that. Just because that was just an initial um, reaction to it, stuff like that. So with that being said, um, but I was surprised when he said uh, that Mike was gonna bargain with the boys, and really what happened is he didn't bargain with them at all. He just reminded them of what they had told what he had heard from his boys right before they got married, right before Mike got married to Carol, which is, you know, I promised to love Carol and the three girls, Marsha, Jan, and Cindy, um, and that um, so, but and he basically went, and I will always love you, but I now love my wife and the three girls, and you know, in the way he phrased it, I think was not necessarily wrong, but not necessarily right either. It was middle ground in the way that he kind of phrased it, where the boys promised that for you to, you know, um, for you to marry um, Carol and find happiness. They never said anything about them loving, the three um, sisters that they have, or Carol. They like Carol, but as far as deeper conversations go, um, we have yet to see that be. So, but there were quite a few funny moments in there. I like the whole when it came to building the clubhouse and stuff, um, as well. So that was kind of interesting. Um, I do like Greg a little bit more just because he's a little bit older, um, as well. Uh, and is you know the way he kind of um, you know talks to his brothers, stuff like that. Especially the younger one, just wait a couple of years until you're older, that sort of thing, and everything will change. And he had the kind of the same sentiment in the first three episodes, um, as well with um, the whole I would actually bring a girl home on the honeymoon instead of a guy. This one had, um, you know, you, um, you're basically you scratch their back, I'll scratch your back, kind of thing. And later on, as you can grow up and develop and mature and stuff like that, that could mean, you know, uh, many different things. It doesn't always have to mean that one thing that, um, the one thing that Greg is thinking of or anything like that. But it could mean it could mean a lot of different things to a lot of different people. So that's always there, and especially as like I said, you age and mature, that's going to mean different things, different people. So, but it was funny. It was played for comedic effect, and I like that a lot. The other thing that I liked is the joke of should have been here when I believe it was Marsha that tried to use golf clubs to um you know pound in the nails to the clubhouse, and I would have actually paid good money to see. I thought that would have been pretty funny to see. So that's just that's kind of just my um reaction to the episode as a whole. Um, I really like this because we're still filling out like family dynamics that I probably wouldn't have think of as far as um you know stuff that is would be common with every blended family like that. You know, where do I fit in the mix with the kids? What's my um what's my place among the kids, and what is kind of my role within the six children who not necessarily who has the most authority, but who has kind of the most say. And I'm seeing, at least in the way the show is currently going, that each of the older kids is kind of leading their respective siblings. So I know Greg is the oldest for the boys. So Greg is kind of leading the boys at the moment. And then whoever is the oldest, which I think it is um Jan, maybe? I think Jan is the oldest of the girl. Could be wrong. It could be Marsha. I know it's not, but I think um Marsha might or Jan might be the oldest, like I just said. Um, so they still have this setup where the oldest child is kind of leading the respective um, heads of boys and girls, respectively, the from the girl side and from the boy side. So they kind of follow the oldest siblings of their respective gender. And I think that's for the show right now. I think that actually does help with, just starting to, develop these characters. Once we get into later seasons, they'll start to break away from that, and we'll start to see the younger children develop their own personalities on the show, whether that be, um, like for example, the youngest for the boys, um, he is kind of the naive one. He asks a bunch of questions that the audience would know. For example, you know, like what is rabies, or you know, what's gonna happen to Jan because they don't want to get rid of Tiger in episode 5. So, stuff like that. And then for the other, um, for the other 3 children, um, really the girls too. So basically all the girls and the middle boy. I really don't know what they're gonna evolve into because I really can't get a sense of what their personalities are gonna be like on the show, as far as kind of what category they're going to fall into, that sort of thing. So it's just gonna be very, very thing this them evolve. But my favorite character so far is actually gonna be Alice, and I don't know if it's just the maids have always had this role, but Alice kind of reminds me of Berta a little. She doesn't take um, crap from anyone in the family, and she knows her boundaries, what she can and can't do between the kids and the and Mr. and Mr. and Mrs. Brady. Um, so yeah, it walks a very fine line between the one to get involved in some stuff, but not all stuff. Case in point, when they were fighting over what to think about, you know, having a boys and girls club and whether or not they should be entitled to the same spaces as as episode 6 presented that situation of um, should men and women be allowed in the same spaces as all spaces that are just um, the clubhouse, that sort of thing. Again, that's getting into territory I don't want to get into, stuff like that. So, but with that being said, that was kind of, but I do see, like, let's go back to Alice. With, like I said, with that kind of dilemma, she was gonna stay out of it, and she just kind of reminds me of kind of the smart person that really doesn't have a stake in anything. Just like she has um comments and thoughts about things, but she's not gonna let the other main characters know. Kind of like Berta from Two and a Half Men. Um, Berta was my favorite character on Two and a Half Men, also, but it just reminds me of that same personality. Now, Alice is a little bit more um, polite, uh, and wouldn't phrase things in the same way that Berta would. Um, but that is just because of uh, personality differences, and um, is very much more respectful of um, her employer and the family and that sort of thing. than Berta ever was. But but they both love the employer that they work for in their own special way. So with that, guys, that's kind of my thoughts on episodes 4, 5, and 6 of the Brady Bunch. Um, yeah, it was like I said, the episode 4 and episode 6 were the the highlight for me. Episode 5 was good, and what made it even more special was I actually had uh Max in here. He's the one that you see in the reaction. Um, but he came in well right before I filmed the episode. I wasn't planning on Max being in at the time, but he came in and laid down while we were watching episode 5, and I'm glad that that happened. That was a accident, but I'm glad because it was a dog centric episode. I'm a I really like dogs. Much um I'm a dog person. So it was just fitting that we had my dog here while we were watching an episode about the dog in the Brady Bunch household. So, but yeah, guys, that's my thoughts on episodes 4, 5, and 6 of the Brady Bunch. Um, with that being said, um, I'm looking forward to the next set of episodes. So, would be 7, 8, and 9 of the Brady Bunch. What happens in the next couple of episodes? I wonder what we're gonna get up to. Um, these kids are still rather young. So I have no idea. I would imagine there's gonna be a school episode in there somewhere. I just wonder what we're gonna tackle next. Right now, it's all about figuring out this new family dynamic with having a blended family and that sort of thing. That's what I like about the first season for so far is how do we actually live together as a blended family and how do we share this space. So that's what I really like about for the for the first 6 episodes. Um, but with that being said, guys, that's just my thoughts on the Brady Bunch so far as a whole. If you guys do like did like the reaction, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys next. Thank you, guys.